Hey everyone, Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another video for Kendra's Card Challenge number 20. I lied on my last video. I thought that was going to be my last video, and I have one more. I got one more card kit for December in the mail today, and I have to kick this one out. It is my favorite thing in the world, which is coffee. And so we got to knock out some cards with this paper before end of December. We're going to do a couple more cards. We're going to do the same as my last two videos. I'm going to see how much I can pack out of these mystery kits. That's just my new challenge with these mystery kits. Two, and now we're going to go see if we can do 3 out of 3. I got to get at least 3 cards out of this, and we're going to see if we can stretch it. But wait till you see this gorgeous paper. This mystery card, not mystery, I'm sorry. This is the card kit sampler, and it is but coffee first. And that is very true for me in the mornings. I got to have my coffee first. So before I head down to that down camera and show you this paper, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you follow me here on YouTube and Instagram. I've got other design teams, Kendra's Card Challenges. I've got a playlist of Kendra's Card Challenge videos on my YouTube. And I'm just having fun. Would love to have you follow me. So go ahead and hit that like button and give me a thumbs up. All right, let's take a look at this paper before we slice and dice this one up and try to get 3, maybe 4 for another bonus card out of this. We'll see. This paper, oh my goodness. Okay, I already started cutting this up and then realized I hadn't done my pre-video, so some of this came in full panels. I had 2 full panels, and then I had a couple pieces, but this was one of the full panels. Gorgeous paper, double-sided. Double-sided on this one. And then we had these pieces that came with. What great paper. And I have the best stencil and some of the best product to go with this from Brutus Monroe. We've got a coffee dauber. I've got espresso glaze. I've got a coffee bean stencil that immediately when I saw this, I was like, we're digging that stuff out. That's all there is to it. And then I had cut these strips up already for a card. Then I had 2 card bases. Then we had this ephemera. And I'm going to add a couple stamps in here for this to bring some other stuff because I'm going to use this ephemera up pretty darn quick, actually, on these cards. So here are all the contents of this card kit. This is but coffee first, the card kit sampler for December, and we're going to slice and dice this up and get hopefully 3 cards out of this. All right, before we get started, I had the perfect products for these cards. Recently got a bunch of coffee stuff from Brutus Monroe, and this just worked perfectly for these cards. So I want to show you really quick just what I'm using. I'll put all the links to this in the description below. I do have affiliate links for these, just so you know. These were given to me for free from another design team that I have an affiliate link for and get a small commission. So, but you are going to love these stamp sets. So this is the Orange Spice. I used this stamp for these cards and about half of these sentiments. Then I used sentiments from the A Latte Love Holiday Coffee Collection and sentiments from the Holiday Hugs collection, which is just the cutest little gnomes. So these sentiments worked perfectly for these cards. Then the consumables, I had the Americano dauber, which is like a coffee dauber. It looks like a bingo dauber. And I used this on the ring of a glass, and you'll see that. Then I used it to edge some stuff. I used it to make drippy coffee. Really, really fun product. Then the Espresso Glaze, which has coffee and things in it. I used it through a stencil. You'll see that. And then I had this chocolate Chroma matte, and I used a little swirly pattern so it looks like the top of coffee. These worked perfectly for these cards. Before I start, let me just show you what I have left for paper. I didn't use all the ephemera because I wanted to mix in some of these stamps because they work perfectly, but I used one of the card bases for the backgrounds of my sentiments and colored it with different inks to get different colors, so that's what's left of one card base. This is my scraps. This is all that's left. So if I take out the ephemera that I have left, this is all I got left of this paper, and I could still make at least one, maybe two cards out of that. So I just wanted to show you before we get started. All right, sketch number 2. I've pre-cut everything, and so you can see for paper B, I've used this side, and then I've used the other side for paper C. So I'm going to start with my corner pieces. So we're going to start with that upper right hand corner, which is going to be your paper B. And I have learned with these sketches, and most of these sketches every quarter, you do have to get kind of tight to the border. Oh, before we get I cut some gingerbread from Brutus Monroe. Then I used buttercream, splattered it with the Americano. Then I splattered it with Dr. P.H. Martin's gold splatter, edged it with the same. Then I took that Americano dauber on the ring of a glass and just laid it down like coffee rings. So that's my background, and this is the gray layer, this is your white layer, and then my papers. All right, then we're gonna go to the other corner, and I find with these sketches, if I start in the corners, it's easier for me to space these out, and then I get a nice. I try to get my border set there and do my spacing, and then I just start working around and in. And now I'm going to do the other paper B. Watch your orientation as you do these as well. We're going to throw this up here to make sure I've got space. And we got to get just down a little tighter. You can see there's not much border in between on these, right? I'm just making sure I'm lined up here and on the other edge. Okay, now I'll just keep working up. So then I've got my paper C. But watch your orientation so that your cups and things are going in the right direction, or your pattern, or whatever you have. Lay that right in there. Then I had the same right there for paper. Oops, nope, this was paper. Yeah, paper A. Like so. I don't know about you, but when you get these, and then I'm using the back side as a border, so that gray I am filling in with the same of this one, because I thought it'd be cool to have that flow of pattern going. And then I kind of layered my own little layer here for the sentiment. And before I laid that, because I think I'm going to pop that up and then pop this kind of behind. So we're going to pop that up on some dimensionals. So I don't know about you, but when you get these card samplers and these mystery kits and things, I personally like the challenge of seeing how many cards I can get out of these and layouts. And then my other challenge that I always give myself is, what products can I mix in with these for consumables, for stamps that maybe I have in my stash? I don't get to play with my stash as much as I personally would like to, and so when I get stuff like this, I got to get out my stash. For me, these are like stash busters, and playing with stuff I don't get to play with very often, or that I had, and then all of a sudden, you put it away and you don't get it back out again, right? And then I'm just going to put this as if it's right around my little border there. All right. This, my friends, is sketch number 2. I had fun playing here. Get that to focus, hopefully a little bit better for you. There we go. Had fun just kind of playing with some sentiments, layering this up, and then adding that ephemera in there. So that is sketch number 2. All right, we got 4 cards, my friends, so hang tight. We're going to, this goes on the back. We are going to go on to sketch number 13. I got to throw my nice, rich mocha chocolate gingerbread. I think this is gingerbread from Brutus Monroe, but it just reminds me of a nice dark chocolate coffee. There we go. That is our finished card. All right, sketch number 13. This one is fun. I love this one. I just played with some different products on this one again. So you can see here that white layer. I took the coffee bean stencil from Brutus Monroe. Again, I took the Americano dauber. This one's fun to play with. Put on the ring of a coffee cup or a cup and just laid it on there like I've got rings of coffee happening there. All right, let's lay this one out. Now, I added 2 pieces of Brutus Monroe paper in there because I was trying to break up the pattern just a little bit. So these 2 pieces are from Brutus Monroe. The rest are from my kit. So we're going to start with, and let me relay these out because I believe I had C, and then I had 2 of these were the same. So then this and then my other one. Okay, again, gotta space these out pretty tight because to go across, it gets tight. There, and then we've got my singular pieces. And I'm going to actually go corners again. That just seems to work better for me when I start in those corners. And work up and in, basically, on this one. But yeah, I love layering this stuff up with product and then starting as that background. And I do that with scraps too, where I try to let me lay that in there just to make sure that that's going to space out nice. Yes. Layer from the back coming forward on it with product, stencils, consumables, pastes, glitters, you name it. Because I just like building up on that texture and then building up on that foundation, which I consider this white piece of paper becomes my foundation. This one's fun because of this. That whole space, you get free liberty to play, which I love. And these squares, make sure you're lining it up this way and this way when you do this. And your spacing. Spacing can be hard. It's always hard for me, actually, when I look at a card overall for spacing. Tighten that up just a little bit. Beautiful. That's your little play factor, right? So I took the ephemera and I trimmed it down just to get some of that white off of there. And tighten it up just a little bit. And then I added my sentiment. All right, let's throw this kind of right in there. And then I pop my sentiment up on dimensionals. And I'm going to layer these up first before I throw my sentiment on there and try to decide where to put that sentiment. The other thing I like to do is take ephemera and jazz it up. Add glitter to the ephemera and paste. Add maybe some highlighting with a gold gel pen, white gel pen, and jazz up the ephemera. So when I lay these out and I can figure out the layouts I want to do, the sketches I want to do, then I start thinking about how do I want to jazz this up. And not always. Sometimes it's just great enough paper that it's not even you're going to ruin it by adding more, right? So you don't need to keep adding. I just look at stuff when I build this to do that. All right, now I think I wanted to go, yeah, because I want to kind of fill that space down below. I don't want to cover that, I don't think, so I think this looks good, just going straight across the bottom here. And I had it so it was kind of lined up with that second layer. What a great set. Depending on the sentiment, I love these coffee sets because, I don't touch base with friends enough, and that's on me. But I think these are great cards to send a card saying, "Hey, want to do coffee? Want to do lunch?" Or even miss ya. Let's catch up on coffee. Oh my gosh, I love this card so much right now. I love this background. All right, sketch number 3, my little Liberty here, my white background Liberty. I added craft paper and some Brutus Monroe gingerbread from the Brutus Monroe stamp set. Brutus Monroe, then these were from my pack, along with the ephemera. So that, my friends, is sketch number 13. We're going to move on, and we're going to go to sketch 14. Now this one, I just had to add, you can see there's nothing extra on here. I had to add some coffee to this. I just had to do something. So I took from that stamp set from Brutus Monroe, stamped it out, embossed it in black, and I watercolored this with Tim Holtz Distress watercolor pencils. Look how this, and then I splattered it with a little bit of gold, ornamental gold shimmer mist from Brutus Monroe. I love how this cup turned out so much, it makes me want to drink it. Okay, now, the background. I took a piece of the cardstock that came in here. I took the Americano dauber and just mushed it around the edge to get a little darker edge to it. Took some buttercream with some vintage photo distress ink and edged it. And I just wanted it airy. So I just kind of did like this little swirlies, and I was fine with these little things because to me it was like starting to look like swirls of coffee and foam. So I left that in there. Then the white background, it says to do embossed, but here's what I did. I took vintage photo and I think walnut stain distress, did it in blotchy, splattered this with water, and then dabbed the water off. Then I did the coffee staining again on a cup. Then I took that same stencil, but this time I used the Expresso Glaze. So rather than embossing this with the texture, I added the texture with my Expresso Glaze through a stencil. So I went off script just a little bit and did not emboss this. But just because this worked so much better to me for the card, and so has such a great rough coffee texture to it. So let's just glue these strips on first. Oh, and then my sentiment. I took that one background and I swiped over some darker ink over it, added some craft, added a sentiment with a little bit of orange sparkle to match my pumpkin. All right, let's get these on here. All the same from this beautiful, beautiful paper. And so we're going to start with that larger one. And it goes basically from the corner almost up to the top corner. It says 6 inches. I did not cut this to 6 because it did not come that large. So I'm going to make it fit the best I can and stretch this out so it's just enough hanging over the edge for me to cut off. And because this is such a rough texture, I got to really push that down because it's not flat onto the paper. It's sitting on top of the coffee beans, so yeah, this one, I probably on these next two, I'm going to have to add a little extra glue, I can tell. This one's going to take a lot of glue to get it to stick. It's very rough texture, so yeah, that Expresso Glaze gets thick. So this one, a little extra glue. And get that to stick. All right, then I'm going to take my next size down. And these ones are pretty close. I just kind of left them because I thought it was close enough. Lots of glue there, Sean. Lots of glue. I almost didn't put enough glue down again. And I'm going to keep these kind of tight together. Yep. Probably didn't think about the texture of these to get these to glue down, but that's okay. It'll stick. All right. We are down to the last 6 days, last week of our quarter, finishing Kendra's card challenge number 20. And if you have not done any sketches yet and you would like to, you still have time. You I have all the links below. You can download the printable for the sketches. You can still knock out 15 sketches if you have not done any for the quarter. It's 15. You take a picture of all 15, upload it to that InLinkz party link. All this is going to be in the description below there for you. We would honestly love to have you join us. These are so fun. If you're a beginner card maker, I encourage you with these because these are easy. They give you ideas. It's a start. It tells you what to do. And I'm just going to tell you from doing these challenges myself and especially on the design team, I have learned, I can't even tell you. I have learned so much from layouts, and then it has really given me ideas on how to do layer up back. Oh, I could do that. And I start seeing stuff faster, right? The more I do these, I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that in the background. I could add this. Oh, I got that product I haven't used for a while. How can I put that in there? And then I try to work a product I want to use maybe. That I haven't used for a while. So I tell you, this challenges you, but it really gets your creative juices going. Maybe you're a seasoned card maker and you're bored and you haven't thought of anything for a while. Grab these. And you can also, and before I ruin this card, I'm going to wipe this off because that's just what I do. I just make a mess all the time. So I'm just going to wipe this up and a little alcohol to get that off. There's also Patreon. You can become a Patreon member. You get free monthly you get downloadable printables. And I'm going to tell you, Kendra puts a lot of time into these bonus printables, and they're amazing. I just went through a couple months ago and printed the entire last year because they're so good. And I used them for Christmas cards this year. I used the December and the January of this year, for Christmas cards. They're worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. You get mystery kits, you get these sample packets, you get the bonus printables, and if you do these challenges, she's got the best prizes and sponsors. I mean, the teams or the companies that are sponsoring Kendra's card challenge, hands down. I mean, even as a design team member, they have sent us some amazing kits to put some stuff together, and it's really fun. I'm just telling you, it's so fun. So I encourage you, if you have not tried, at least try it once. You're going to get addicted anyway. And if you are a member currently, we love you all. We have the best. It's just the best community. I was just in the other day, hearting and liking so many of the cards on our Facebook page. You all are great. And I know there's been some discussion for next year of changing things up. We're looking to build community with Kendra's Card Challenge moving forward. She's changing things up a little bit, and we just look forward to working with you all more side by side and having chats with you all more and just the community part. So, and I've got some other projects that I've been working on the side and with some people, and this community discussion has come up so much, I can't even tell you. And so I think this crafting community, especially online, it's so hard to build community with, we miss that human contact and interaction, and how do you do that successfully online, Sorry, taking me a little longer on this one because I didn't think of making that dry on the on my coffee beans. Trying to decide, do I just want to I'm going to glue this down, pop this up, actually, so that I want this to kind of go over the coffee cup, I think. And then we're going to have one more card. Honestly, I know I've done 3 videos here in a row, and I've shocked myself the last 3 videos that I've gotten squeezed out this many cards. Math is not my forte, and then to figure out measurements and look at these, and it hasn't, I'm going to tell you, I've not put a lot of effort into it. It's just worked out that way, that I've looked at sketches and then figured out, oh, well, hey, that sketch works, and I can do that. Think. I want, just trying to connect the top to the bottom where the stripes are a little bit better. Ooh, maybe just, oh, sorry, my head's in the way. Sorry. Maybe if I belly band that, or I think I'm just going to keep them separate. Try and decide. Yep, I'm not going to cover it. I am going to keep it separate. I should have added some leaves and things to this. So I'm not going to glue this down, but because I think I want to go back and add some die cut leaves behind this to match these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that there. I'm going to put some leaves behind that to finish this card off. But this is sketch number 14. You can see the patterns there. We've got the embossing piece behind there. I added this, and I'm adding my sentiment. And that's okay, because the pattern's still there, and I can still see what my sketch is. I got a fantastic card. This is just, I know people that would love getting this, that are coffee lovers, that would be like, oh my gosh. So that's sketch number 14. Let's go to our last sketch, my friends, and that's going to be sketch number 15. I love sparkle, so I had to add some sparkle, right? Okay, sketch number 15. This came in the card kit. I did, as I do many times, especially with these card kits to get it to stretch, I gutted the middle for my circle layer on this one. And then I took the white and left it white, and I just did the Americano on a coffee ring, or not, a coffee cup, and put it, swirled it around to get some coffee rings. Then I took that Americano and I squished it down until it started running out. So it's like a bingo dauber. Squished it and it comes running out pretty good. So I squished it in 2 spots and then I just let it run like somebody spilled coffee on the paper. And I'm like, that's really cool. Okay, so then I took the P.H. Martin's Gold again, splattered it pretty good to break all that pattern up, and just give it a little bit of line with the Americano around the edge. And we're going to, I guess I can't glue with my Americano dauber, can I? We're going to glue this one down. To that base. I love coffee cards. I love the richness that they always turn out to be. There's just some great companies out there with some great coffee themed stuff. Then I took my papers, layered it up with my gold glitter cardstock, which you've seen me use here on these other cards this month. Flatten that down. All right, this is that paper that gets a little slippery when you glue it, so because it is a smooth glitter cardstock, very smooth, and it doesn't rub off. And then I cut these to spec according to my guide. See how easily that slips around? You got to be careful. Even when I pushed it down, it just slipped. But I love this cardstock. And I got to figure out where I got it. I can't even remember where I got it. Okay, then my next one. Where'd my little piece go here? Is this the one? That's the one. All right. Then I'm going to switch it up and just use the coffee splattered background of this one, so I don't have too many patterns going. And I'm following the guide, and because I didn't cut out all 6x6s and using the guide as is, and I'm using these kits, I'm just making sure that for each of those designers, the F, the E, and the A, I'm just using different ones. since I'm just kind of doing these like one card at a time, right? Okay, and then the last one, which would be my paper A. All right. Then I took this is the layer from back there, right here for the layered. Then I took the white 1 inch. Then I took my Whirlpool stencil from Brutus Monroe. This is that chocolate Chroma mat. Does that not look like the top of a coffee cup? And this chocolate, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's almost caramely chocolate. I can't even tell you. Like, I got so excited because when I saw this kit, immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, I have the best products. And ironically, I mean, look at the paper. All this stuff matched. Like, it was like meant to be. I was meant to love coffee. That's all there is to it. Okay. We're just going to glue these down. I'm not going to set any of these ones up on dimensionals because it'd be too hard by the time I stacked it to get that circle there. This one I know because I've done this one this quarter. Also needs to go kind of tight to get it all to fit really nice and space out really nice. Because you can kind of see by the time you start layering and then get your circle in there, you got to have these tightened up kind of good. Otherwise your circle ends up in the middle instead of over to the side. And so you just got to... I highly suggest, and I'm not the best at this, so here I am suggesting stuff I'm not the best at, but I do it. Once you get all this stuff cut, lay it out on your card, like stack all these pieces together and layer it and lay it out so you kind of know how tight do I need to get to these borders and top to bottom, side to side, right? Ooh, that was still wet and it smushed. There we go. I love this layout. I really like this layout a lot. And now on this circle, you could put, I mean, that could be where you're going to put your sentiment, right? It's white. It's at your liberty. There's no sentiment listed to do on this card. But you can add it because you can still see what your layout is, right? Then I had this pretty pink. So this one actually needs to be glued down because this was supposed to be popped up. Pretty pink. This pink just goes so pretty with this. All right, so I was going to glue this one down. Like so. Then I had this one, wishing you a latte love this winter. So I think I want to offset this way, and then that. Maybe we're gonna go this way. I want all this to kind of like blend together. I like that a lot. Okay. So that's going to go over that bottom edge of my circle. And I'm going to line it right to the edge of my card. Let me make sure that's straight. Yep. This one, I'm going to be honest, because of the how pretty this is. Not that I don't love all of them, but this one is my favorite out of all these four because I love how all the textures turned out. I love the papers. I love the gold in there. I love this pink and brown. And I think that swirl is my favorite. Out of everything I've done on these four cards, that little tiny piece ends up being my favorite. Isn't that funny? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 15. Sketch 15, you guys. All right, should we take a look? I'm going to be careful with this one because I don't have it finished. I'm going to add some leaves, but not today. All right, here we are. Sketch number 2. Sketch number 13. Sketch 14. I'm going to add some leaves to this one, but my sketch is this, right? But we're going to add a little something to that. And then my last one, which is sketch number 15. Gorgeous cards. gorgeous set. Again, this was from my But Coffee First card kit sampler for December. And there you have it. All right. I sure hope you learned something. Try to talk about a little bit about layering and adding different textures and stuff on this video, just so you get a kind of what my thought process is on some of these, because you could take these sketches and bling them out and jazz them up and texture them out as much as you want or as little as you want. And that's what's so fun about these. So again, everything's in the description below. We would love to have you be a part of the Kendra's card challenge community. Consider that Patreon membership, because you get amazing printables and mystery kits and all kinds of stuff throughout the year, every month, and it's worth it. That paper alone is worth it for those designs. Little bit, I take mine to a local print shop so it prints better. I have a printer, but it doesn't print the greatest. For the money it cost me to print it, and it turns out so beautiful, to me it's worth it, because then I put it on cardstock too. So that's something that maybe to think about. And if it's not in your budget, it's not in your budget. Print it. That's what it's for. So everything is in there. If you've not done a challenge, you have 5-6 days here left to do a challenge, and we'd love to get you squeezed in by the end of this year. Do all 15 cards, take a picture, put it in the links party, and you get entered in to win a ton of prizes. Okay, all right, you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful holiday. Hope you have a happy new year. And until next time, I'll see you then.